Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Gananantva Ganapatigam Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamashravastamam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata anashunvannotibhisida sadanam Mahaganapataye namaha Prano Devi Saraswati Vajebhirvajinivati Dhinama Vitriyavatu Vagdevyai namaha Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya Sarvadharmasvarupine Avatara Varisthaya Ramakrishnaya Te Namaha Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Om Namo Narayanaya. Namaskar to all of you. Today is the auspicious day of Shri Krishna Janmashtami, Lord Krishna's day of manifestation. Janma means birth. Ashtami is the 8th tithi. So, in the general language, we call it as birthday of Lord Krishna. But where is the birth and death for the Lord? So, we can also call it the manifestation of that wonderful divine Lord taking a human form. So, that is the Krishna Janma Ashtami. So, now when was he born? Exactly at 12 midnight. That is the reason we go on glorifying him, doing puja, meditating on him up to 12 o'clock. Then we will put him into the cradle and all of us will get a chance to rock the cradle in which baby Krishna is put into. Now we shall see one peculiar incidents which happened. There is a story about a couple from Minnesota in USA, and they were experiencing a very cold and dreary winter. And so they decided, why don't we come down to Florida to experience some good weather? And they said, well, why don't we see if we can stay at the hotel when they had married 20 years earlier. So they made the arrangement. The only little hiccup was the fact that they couldn't get on the same flight. And so they agreed that the husband was going to travel down to Florida on Thursday, and then on the next day, on Friday, the wife would follow. And so the husband arrives safely. He goes to the hotel, he checks in, and he decides to send his wife an email letting her know that he arrived safely. Well, that was the time when email had just come into existence. So, well, he inadvertently made a very small mistake. He left out a letter in her email address. So, this email went to somebody else. Now, the recipient of the email was a woman in Houston, Texas, who earlier that morning had buried her husband. Her husband was a minister, and in the evening she said, very well, let me check my email because I am expecting that some friends and family who are not able to attend the funeral might be sending me some words of condolence and encouragement. Well, needless to say, when she opened up the first email, she fainted and fell on the ground. And her son ran into the room to discover her. She was okay, but he looked at the computer screen, and this is the email that is to my loving wife. The other person, by mistake, he had sent it to her. But here she is suffering from the death of her husband. What is that email reading? My loving wife, I have arrived safely. I know you are surprised to hear from me. They have computers here now. So she is thinking, in that place where he had died, her husband, in the heaven there is computers. So I have computers here now, and you are allowed to send emails to your loved ones. I have just arrived and been checked in. I see that everything has been prepared for your arrival tomorrow. Looking forward to see you then. Hope your journey is as uneventful as mine was. So, seeing that, she fainted down. Now, all of us will go back to, not to heaven, but to 30,000 years back, when Lord Krishna was born during the end of Kali Yuga. 30,000 years back, we will transport ourselves from this Kali Yuga to the Dwapara Yuga. So, this will be a meditation on the birth of Lord Krishna. Shura was the lord of the Yadavas. The Yadavas were the descendants of one king called Yadu. So because of that, they got the name Yadavas. Who was Yadu? The son of Yayati. His kingdom was divided into two parts. Mathura, presently very near to Delhi, Mathura and Shurasena. There were two brothers by name Ugrasena and Devaka. Ugrasena was ruling the kingdom by name Mathura. He had a son called Kamsa. So now you can understand that you have been transported to the kingdom of Mathura, not now in 2025, but to the Dwapara Yuga, 30,000 years back. So, Devaka had a daughter named Devaki. A marriage was arranged between Vasudeva and Devaki. Vasudeva was the son of Shura. Kamsa was very fond of his sister Devaki, since he had no sister of his own. After the marriage celebrations were over, Vasudeva made preparations to take his bride home. So, this king now, Kamsa, was so fond of his sister. So, 100 golden chariots were to form the escort of the jeweled chariot which was carrying the newlyweds. Devaka had given 400 elephants, 15,000 horses, 200 beautiful maidens, and 1,800 chariot as dowry for his daughter. Auspicious music was played while Vasudeva and Devaki took their seats in the beautiful chariot. Kamsa came near and asking the charioteer to descend down. He himself climbed onto the place where the charioteer sat, placed himself there and took up the reins of the horses in his hands. This was his gesture of affection for the sake of his sister. He had just applied the whip gently to the back of the horses, and the procession was on the point of starting. All on a sudden, a voice came from nowhere. Now, the whole scenario will change. Such love towards his sister, everything will change now. All on a sudden, Ashariravani. What is Ashariravani? A voice without form. A voice came from nowhere. The music crashed into silence, and all eyes were looking here and there and everywhere to look at where the voice came from. It said, "You fool Kamsa." And it was evident that voice was addressing Kamsa. The voice paused for a while as though it were waiting for the attention of the entire crowd. Then it went on, "You fool, this woman whom you are taking to her husband's place is going to be the death of you. The 8th child born to her will kill you." In a flash, Kamsa jumped down from his place in the chariot. With one hand, he pulled his sister by her long hair, and with the other, he drew his sword out of the scabbard, about to kill her. See, this is what we worldly people do. So much of love and affection towards mother, father, sister, brothers, but when property, money, and other worldly things comes in, everything is gone. This is our love and attachment. Now Kamsa is ready to kill his own sister. He is about to flash that sword. "So you are going to be the mother of my killer? Let me see how that can happen. I will this moment send you to the abode of Yamaraj. Then have nothing to fear." His right hand was raised to strike her down, and his sword gleamed in the rays of the sun. Vasudeva ran towards Kamsa and caught hold of his right hand and pleaded with him, "Kamsa, you are the scion of the reputed house, the house of Shurasena, and you are a noble-minded prince. Are you going to lose your good name by killing a woman, your sister? You are a wise man. A wise man knows that death is born along with the birth of the man. So do not kill her." With a face unruffled by the sorrow inside him that any time his wife can be killed, Vasudeva said, "Kamsa, the heavenly voice did not say that Devaki is going to kill you, but the danger is from her children. I promise you to give all the children to you as soon as they are born. Please spare the life of this young bride of mine, this dear sister of yours." Kamsa thought for a moment and felt that Vasudeva's suggestion was good. He lowered his sword and said, "So be it." Vasudeva and Devaki then entered the palace set apart for them and lived there. In course of time, a son was born to them. In those days, all the kings were known for their words. Once they give a word, a promise, they would never break it. They were ready to give up their life, but they would never break up the words they had given, a promise made. Now, Vasudeva, when the son was born, he called him Kirtiman, and with pain in his heart, carried that newborn child to the presence of Kamsa according to his promise. After all, to a great saint, there is nothing which is unbearable, and a wise man knows that he should never look forward to anything good or bad, but take it as it comes, with a mind serene and tranquil. Nothing is too low or beneath his dignity when a man decides to act with detachment. And to a man whose mind is firmly fixed on the feet of the Lord, nothing is impossible. Vasudeva was a man blessed with equanimity and wisdom, and it was possible for him to take the child and lay at the feet of Kamsa and say, "Here is my child. I promised to deliver him to you as soon as he was born." Kamsa was very pleased with this noble gesture on the part of Vasudeva. With a smiling face, he took the child and, placing it in the hands of Vasudeva, said, "Please take this child back with you. I'm not going to kill it. After all, I have been told that it is your 8th child which will be the death of me. This is your firstborn. I have no fear from him." Vasudeva went back with the child in his arms. But knowing the mind of his brother-in-law, he could not quite have faith in the words of the action. Now, as all of you know, comes who? Narada Muni. Narada, the divine sage, came to see Kamsa. He spoke to him about many things, and among them was the news that the cowherds in Gokula and Nanda as their head, the wives of Yadavas, their cousins, friends and kinsmen, and many others were all Devatas. Who are Devatas? The gods like Indra, Chandra, Vayu, Varuna. They have taken birth. Why? They have taken birth as this Gopa and Gopis, Nanda and everybody. They were all the gods. Narada, the divine sage, is telling Kamsa. So, they have come here. They were all Devas born on the earth at the command of Lord Narayana. And that the purpose of their birth was the destruction of you, Kamsa. The annihilation of all demons. So many demons had taken human form and now come here in this Dwapara Yuga. Kamsa was taken aback at the news. On top of that, Narada said, "I do not think you should be complacent about the son of Devaki. The unseen voice proclaimed that her 8th child would kill you, and so you are allowing the first child to live. Think for a moment. What exactly does the 8th means? If you count backwards from the 8th, the first one becomes the 8th. If from the second again, the first will be 8th. If you count for the third, the second will be the 8th, and so on. I do not think it is wise on your part to be careless about this vital matter." After sowing the seed of doubt in the mind of Kamsa, the Rishi went away singing the praises of Narayana as was his habit. Now, you may think very bad about Narada, but Narada, his work was to quicken the process of killing the demoniacal nature. So, he wants to commit sins quickly. The more sins, intense sins you commit, the more quickly will the bad action, the result will come to you and you will die. So, he's making him do the worst of the sins very quickly so that the demons will be rid of this earth. So, that was his intention. We should not think bad about Narada. Many people give the name. If there are some people who take the news from here to there and try to put fuel to the fire, they call them as Narada Muni. Should not do that mistake. Narada was a very great saint, a devotee of Lord Narayana, but his work was to do Loka Kalyana, to do good to the world. Kamsa was almost sure that the newborn child was Narayana and that it was born to kill him. He rushed to the house of Vasudeva and, snatching it from the mother's hand, he killed it. How would he kill? He would catch the leg of the child and hit the child to a stone pillar which was there, and the child would be killed. And he kept on killing every child as soon as it was born. Narada had told him that he was himself a great asura named Kalanemi, who in his previous birth had been killed by Narayana. And so he was sure that the child of Devaki would surely kill him if he did not take proper precautions. So Kamsa began to hate the Yadavas and he started harassing them. Now, 6 of the Devaki's children had been killed, and her 7th had already assumed a form in her womb. Who was that? Adishesha, the divine snake of Lord Narayana. Adishesha, one of the aspects of Narayana, had entered her womb to bring joy and sorrow to the mother, and who bore him. Lord Narayana knew that the time had come when the adharma in the world has to come to an end. He called Yogamaya, his power, and he commanded her thus, Devi, go at once to Gokula, where the cowherds are ruled by Nanda. Vasudeva's wife Rohini is there. The other wives of Vasudeva have gone into hiding, fearing the wrath of Kamsa. My Amsha, that is my part, a part of me, who is Adishesha, has entered the womb of Devaki at my command. You must now go there, extract the child from the womb of Devaki and place it inside Rohini's womb. The next child which Devaki will bear will be myself, told Narayana to the Yogamaya. You will at the same time be born, that is Yogamaya, the Divine Mother, you should be born as the child of Yashoda and Nanda. Because of this great event, you will be in future time be known as Ishwari, who will grant children to the childless and grant all boons people ask of you. Men will worship you with Naivedya, with incense sticks and with sacrifices. People will build temple for you. You will be called by many names like Durga, Bhadrakali, Vijaya, Vaishnavi, Kumuda, Chandika, Krishna, Kannika, Maya, Narayani, Ishani, Sharada, Ambika. As for the child who will be transferred from Devaki's womb to that of Rohini, he will be known as Sankarshana and Rama. And also, since he will be very strong, he will have lot of strength, he will be also called Bala. Since he will charm the entire world, he is called Rama. And since he will be very powerful, he will be called Bala. So that's why he got the name Balarama or Sankarshana. Yogamaya took the permission of the Lord and decided to the earth. Devaki went into a trance, and the transfer of the child was performed without her knowing about it. The next day, people said that the child had been lost even before it was born. Kamsa also heard the same story. Sankarshana now, or Balarama, grew in the womb of Rohini. Devaki received in her now the embodiment of all auspiciousness, the essence of all the wealth, the glory of the universe, the soul of the universe, the indestructible Atman which resides in every living being and non-living things too. Devaki had the great good fortune of becoming the mother of the Lord. Like the east glows with the newly risen moon, she looked beautiful. Her form was radiant, but the world could not see it since she was a captive in the house of Kamsa. Kamsa, however, knew that she was glowing with an unusual light. Devaki was holding in her womb the Lord, and the entire house or the jail she was kept in. She was kept, both husband and wife were kept in the jail of Kamsa. So that entire house in the jail was bathed in a strange light since she was there. Her lips bore a beautiful smile, and Kamsa, looking at her, spoke to himself and said, Devaki has never looked like this before. It seems to me this strange glow in her is there because of the child that is to be born. I think it is Narayana who is to be born, and that is why she looks so very beautiful. I must take proper precautions lest he should do what he was promised to do. I do not want to die. I could kill her now, but then she is a woman. She is my sister, and she is with a child. Each killing is itself an unforgivable crime, and the world will condemn me if I kill her now. So Kamsa desisted from killing his sister, and waited the birth of the child. Now, from Mathura, Vrindavan, we will slowly go to Vaikunta. We will be transported now to Vaikunta. The time was drawing near. The Creator Brahma and all the other gods and goddesses, Devas, went to the presence of Devaki and stood in front of her with folded palms and praised the Lord who was in the womb. They said, Salutations to thee, O Lord. You were gracious enough to take different forms at different times to save us from despair. You were Matsya Avatara, Hayagriva Avatara, Kurma, Narasimha, Varaha, Hamsa, Parashurama, Ramachandra, Yagna and Kapila. Many others forms were assumed by you. Now, when the earth needs you, please save the world from the great suffering she, that is Devaki, is undergoing. We bow down to you. They then spoke to Devaki and said, O Devaki, you are a fortunate princess, since you will be the mother of Lord Narayana himself. Adishesha has already been born to you, and now this child which is to be born will be the savior of the world. You need have no more fear of Kamsa. His days are numbered. Having pacified her and encouraged her, the Creator Brahma and the rest of the celestial host vanished from their presence. The time was auspicious. It had the charm of all the 6 seasons. Now it is the Shravana Masa in northern hemisphere. The planets and the stars were in the positions from where they showered peace and joy to the world. The 4 quarters were clear and placid, and the star Rohini was in the ascent, the star which is governed by Prajapati. Now we will get ready for the birth of the Lord by singing a song on Lord Narayana in the form of Krishna. It's a very simple song in Sanskrit. Deva 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 Krishna Dina Bandhu Pahimam Neelamega Shama Krishna Nitya Mukta Rakshamam Putana Samhara Krishna Bhuvananatha Pahimam, Pundarika Nayana Krishna, Punyarupa Rakshamam. So we shall sing this song. I will break it down into smaller words and sing. You can sing that song on Lord Krishna after me. Deva 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 Krishna, Deva 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 Krishna, Dina Bandhu Pahi Mam, Dina Bandhu Pahi Mam, Neela Megha Shama Krishna, Neela Megha Shama Krishna, Nityamukta Rakshamam, Nityamukta Rakshamam, Putana Samhara Krishna, Putana Samhara Krishna, Bhuvananatha Pahimam, Bhuvananatha Pahimam, Pundarika Nayana Krishna, Pundarika Nayana Krishna, Punyarupa Rakshamam, Punyarupa Rakshamam. We'll sing the same song a little loud and faster. Deva 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 Krishna, Deva 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 Krishna, Dina Bandhu Pahi Mam, Dina Bandhu Pahi Mam, Neela Megha Shama Krishna, Neela Megha Shama Krishna, Nityamukta Rakshamam, Nityamukta Rakshamam, Putana Samhara Krishna, Putana Samhara Bhuvananatha Pahimam, Bhuvananatha Pahimam, Pundarika Nayana Krishna, Pundarika Nayana Krishna, Punyarupa Rakshamam, Punyarupa Rakshamam. So glorifying the Lord in this way, we shall now see how Lord Narayana is born to Devaki. An air of peace and tranquility pervaded the earth. The minds of all men and women were happy for no reason. Only Kamsa was unhappy. The divine instrument like Dundubhi was being played in the heavens. The different demigods like Kinnara, Yaksha, Gandharvas were singing. Siddhas and Charanas were chanting the words of praise. The Apsaras and Vidyadhara women were dancing with abandon. The Devas and the Rishis showered flowers on the earth. There was heard a great rumbling from the clouds, which was like the roar of the ocean. It was exactly midnight, 12 o'clock. The Muhurta was Abhijit, and Lord Narayana, who is in the hearts of everyone, was born to Devaki, the wife of Vasudeva. Devaki gave birth to Narayana like the east brings forth the glorious moon. Now, Lord Narayana is born. He is yet not in the form of Lord Krishna, baby Krishna. How was he born? Vasudeva looked at the newborn child and he was amazed. It was not an ordinary child. Narayana had appeared in his real, true form. Vasudeva saw that it was not a child, but Narayana himself, who was lying there in his arms. He's holding that baby in his arms. It was Lord Narayana himself. He looked at the lotus eyes. Just now we sang Pundarika Nayana Krishna. So that lotus eyes, his eyes were like the lotus. That's why he's called Pundarika Nayana. With lotus eyes and his four arms with Shankha, conch, Chakra, Sudarshana Chakra, Gada, mace, and Padma with a lotus in his four hands. Vasudeva saw the famed mark on the chest of the child, the mark known as Srivatsa. The jewel Kaustubamani was gleaming on his neck, and he was wearing yellow golden robes, silk cloth, dark as a rain cloud. What was the color of his body? Dark like the rain cloud. Vishnu, Narayana is also dark in complexion, dark as a rain cloud. He made the entire place shine with the splendor of his crown. His earrings, which were shaped like fish, Makara Kundala. So Lord Narayana's earrings are like the fish, Makara Kundala, with the glory that was himself. Vasudeva looked at this glorious form and kept on looking without moving his eyes. It looked as if he was drinking the beauty of the child with his eyes. Now it was the turn of Mother Devaki to pray to her child. Devaki then said to her child, now in the form of Narayana, O Lord, you are the sole destroyer of everything. Please have pity on Mother Earth and on us, and put an end to the tyranny of Kamsa. And please let not Kamsa see you in this form, because if he sees you, even if you are a great sinner, that person will get mukti. So he should not see you in this form. I beg you, O Kamsa, do not show yourself to Kamsa, O Lord, in this form. And please let not Kamsa see you in this form, the form to see which yogis, rishis spend endless years in penance, the form which is granted to the sight of only few men and women. It is not meant for ordinary eyes like mine to dwell on your divine form. Please hide this glorious vision. Your birth has made me, instead of happy, it has made me sad. Unlike other mothers, I cannot keep you for myself. You know, my Lord, how Kamsa has killed all the children I have borne all these years. Even now, word would have reached him, and that you have been born, he must now be rushing towards you with a sword held aloft in his right hand. Let him not see you in this form. He does not deserve it. Now, Lord Narayana consoled his mother. The Lord said, Devaki, you are the purest of women. In your previous life, Janma, you were born in the line of Swayambhu Manu, and your name was Prishni. This Vasudeva went by the name of Sutapas. You both were commanded by Prajapati to create, and both of you performed strenuous tapas austerities. Your mind was set on me and only me, that is Narayana. That penance went on for 12,000 years. I was pleased with your devotion and appeared before you in this very form, that is Lord Narayana form with the four hands, to you then, which you see now. I asked you what boon you wanted. You were both of you deluded by Maya at the moment. After all the severity of the penance you had performed, you would have had to ask for moksha, liberation, release from this human bondage. But you wanted me as your son. You then became involved in the pleasure of the world, and in course of time, I was born to you. I was called Prishnigarbha and became famed for my good qualities. Later, you both were famed by the name Kashyapa and Aditi. Kashyapa Maharshi and Aditi. I was then born as your son again. Upendra was my name, but I am better known as Vamana, the dwarf avatar of Lord, who stopped Bali's yagna. This is the third time I am born to you as your son. It is to prove to you that Narayana has kept his words, that he would be born as your son again and again. Now I am born to you, that this form was assumed by me. If you do not see me in my real form, you will again get involved in the maya of the world and will be unable to attain liberation, moksha. But now you will think of me as your son and also realize that I am the Parabrahman, the highest formless aspect of God. After this birth, you will attain moksha. You can be sure of that. The Lord was silent, and even as they were looking on, his divine form was lost and became an ordinary child in their eyes. And now he is baby Krishna in the form of that small child. Lord Krishna is born. What the miracle will happen, we will see it maybe in the next session. Now we will meditate on the name of the Lord with one bhajan of the Lord. This is also a wonderful song. Bhakta Vatsala Govinda. Another name of Krishna is Govinda, one who knows everything about the cows. Govindaha or Gam Vindaha iti Govindaha means one who knows everything of this universe. So Bhakta Vatsala means he has love towards all his children, all of us, like father and mother. The love of the father and the mother towards the child is called Vatsalya. So for the devotees, it's like father and mother. Bhakta Vatsala Govinda, Bhagavata Priya Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Govinda Mama Govinda, Patita Pavana Govinda. What is Patita? Patita means fallen in character, or one who commits mistake and gets low in character, or called Patita. So Pavana means one who purifies the fallen in character. Govinda. Paramadayalu, you have highest compassion. Paramadayalu Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Govinda Mama Govinda. We'll sing this song. Please repeat this beautiful song on Lord Krishna after me. Now we had all been transported to that Dhama of Lord Krishna, Vrindavan, Mathura. We have seen the birth. You have meditated on that form of Lord Krishna and Narayana. With that in mind, we will sing this song, keeping the form of Lord Narayana and Krishna in front of us. Bhakta Vatsala Govinda. Bhakta Vatsala Govinda, Bhakta Vatsala Govinda, Bhagavata Priya Govinda, Bhagavata Priya Govinda, Bhagavata Priya Govinda, Bhagavata Priya Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Govinda Mama Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Govinda, Hari Govinda, Govinda, Mama Govinda, Govinda, Mama Govinda. The same song we'll sing with great devotion, little louder, and then the speed also will increase. Bhakta Vatsala Govinda, Bhakta Vatsala Govinda, Bhakta Vatsala Govinda, Bhakta Vatsala Govinda, Bhagavata Priya Govinda, Bhagavata Priya Govinda, Bhagavata Priya Govinda, Bhagavata Priya Govinda, Govinda Mama Govinda, Govinda Mama Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Patita Pavana Govinda, Patita Pavana Govinda, Paramadayalu Govinda, Paramadayalu Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Govinda Mama Govinda, Govinda Mama Govinda, Bhakta Vatsala Govinda, Bhakta Vatsala Govinda, Bhagavata Priya Govinda, Bhagavata Priya Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Govinda Mama Govinda, Govinda Mama Govinda, Patita Pavana Govinda, Patita Pavana Govinda, Paramadayalu Govinda, Paramadayalu Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Govinda Mama Govinda, Govinda Mama Govinda, 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 Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.